deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Just right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In in, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws.
Happy New Year! Welcome to 2023 and welcome inside Adelard Arena in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's another edition of RI St. M's Hockey here on Pantoli Sports Network, presented by Stanley Tree and Hamden Hockey as we kick off 2023 with a matchup against the South Shore Kings. Matt Jolis in the broadcast booth with you. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hope that you all had a safe and enjoyable New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, as we sit here on this holiday Monday, the 2nd of January, with New Year's being on a Sunday, and a little extra hockey action for you. We hope that you're all split screening this, as we know the Winter Classic is just getting underway at Fenway Park, where we have a matchup for you here in U18s as the RA St. M's taking on the South Shore Kings. It will be Michael Calibret, the Hudson, Ohio native, in net for the Saints. Matt Dorr from Dartmouth, Mass. will go for South Shore. A little bit of a different feel to today's game. Going to be a quick, fast-paced one, as we're going to go 2 25-minute halves. Likely to get an ice surface resurfacing in between. Mount in the traditional home whites with the red and blue trim. South Shore in the all green and black. As we are down and underway in this first period, thanks so much for tuning in today. Today's game is brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Alex Boslin works that one around in the zone defensively, getting it out through the neutral zone for Thomas New. Tapped backwards, controlled for a second by Noah Mertz. Mertz gets pinned on the side boards right in front of the South Shore bench. Multiple players going after it, including the 7 of Murata. Gets cycled all the way down, trying to chase it. There was a 13 of Morris. Nothing doing as he's blocked out of the play by Boslin. Cardelli carries back across, and Cardelli fires one that hit the side of the net. Nothing doing there for the Saints. Back for Talacro at the blue line. Cycled across as Omicelli came charging off of the bench. Omicelli fires one, and a kick save that had to be made by Dorr. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, running clock through the course of the periods, so no stoppage of play, though the whistle sounded. We'll just keep continuing to run the clock. Face-off won by the Saints. Pulled back for Talacro. Chase Pirtle trying to go through. Pirtle got one back to Talacro again. Cycled over for Gutworth. Gutworth will bring that one down in the deep corner. Lost a handle on it, and it went into the corner for the 14 of Tanner Reinhardt. And that one got in. A cycle around the backside for Omicelli as he popped that one in, and Gates Omicelli has the first of the game. Pruitt for South Shore. To the opposite side, it tips off of the stick of the 5 of Sam Brand and comes all the way down. Can be moved along by Nolan King as King switches that one for Boslin. Boslin will go out to Prosma. A little bit past Prosma. Carasello came back and got it. Fired one, and a save made. Sam Carasello, Daniel Prosma playing left and right wing. A little bit of line mix-ups today as Prosma wins that one off of the faceoff, fires high and wide. Back to the blue line, in a rifle attempt that came from King was saved by Dory, and it continues on as he dispossesses that one. Prosma in the corner, trying to get past the 3 of Fontenot. For the 11 of Connor McGrath, pinned along the backside boards. McGrath overlaps Fontenot as they tried to slide that one up front. And for a moment on the stick of the 10, but that one's bumped away. Good shot attempt right in front. Trying to spin one as Jangle, and he couldn't get a full piece to it. New. Cross for Mertz. looking down in the corner, was trying to go there for the 12 of Connor Jangle. Thomas New for Jangle. Whacked away, kept by Mertz at the line. Mertz looks to fire. That one is deflected. Will be carried out of the zone craftfully by Murata. For Elliot Lingle as he loops that one back around. They'll get it out to Thomas New at the blue line. Murphy will pick this one up. Murphy with a little stutter step over. Murata flipped up and that ran across the top of the crossbar. And now taken the other way, Cunningham sends one on, save made by Calibret. Through the neutral zone, bounced back. Django will have to control this. Pirtle works along with it. Gutworth right in the center. That one had to get sticked away by Calibret. Got pushed on just ever so slightly by a South Kings defender. Hard shot again, save made by Dorr. Omicelli was looking maybe to slot to Lacro. Peyton Kender knocked it away. Calibret will poke that one aside as Kender was coming right down. Neutral zone pass back from Kender for Murata. Scooted off the edge of his stick. Murata, as he cycles back behind his own net, bothered there and then dispossessed by Gutworth. Gutworth looking for Telacro at the blue line. Gutworth in front, and a whistle and a stoppage of play on the save. Face-off won by the Saints as it pops back up. Went for Mertz. Was looking for Prosma on the opposite side. Scooted behind him. They send this one back through in the zone. Opportunity to spin one from the 13 of Hunter Bruce. Carried the other way. It'll go past the opposite 13 of Trevor Morris. And off the backside boards can be picked up and moved along by Carasello for a moment. As now Carasello will tap that one to the end boards. Hunter Bruce with Carasello and Dan Prosma down in the corner. For Prosma, back for Carasello, went to fire one. Got blocked instead by the 8 of Brian Sawyer. Back in front for Prosma and a deflection that's tipped up into the netting. 17 and change left to go here in the first half of play. 2 25-minute halves in this early 2023 game. Murphy Cardilli score. That was super quick. It was tic-tac-toe off the face-off, and it's 2-0 Saints. They'll keep the line on the ice as they just came on. Telacro gets the face-off win. Scooted across for New. Back for Telacro once again as he slots that to the other side. Picked up by Jangle going through. Penalty is going to get called as wiped out on the play was the 19 of Pat Murphy and a hooking call. So Colin Pentecost will get put in the box for hooking. And that'll be the only part that stopped the clock. Or not. They put the 2 minutes on the board, and The penalty clock is not running. The penalty should be 14:23. It'll expire. So little over a minute left to go in the advantage. Talacro in the corner for Murphy. Jangle for Thomas New as he cycles around. Drop back Murphy in the corner. Slot pass, he overlaps Talacro, looking for Cardelli. Goes right in front instead. New could have put it up over top, but it actually got deflected by the 21 of Mark Rogers, the defender for South Shore. Cardelli, Murphy. Cardelli, penalty expires, and we're back to 5 aside. Cardelli still working through it in the center. Cardelli, nifty little toe drag, and that one got kicked away by Dorr. Talacro trying to spin back. He got tied up instead with Fontenot. Taken down the other direction by Morris. Morris gets pinned to the backside boards, is coming away with it. Was the 21 of Chase Pirtle after the takeaway from Gutworth. At the blue line for King. Lingle for Pirtle. Wrapped around. Boslin cannot keep it in the zone. Boslin chases it back as Brand chases him. King pinned to the boards by Brand. Puck will get picked up by Pirtle. Chase Pirtle, Far Hills, New Jersey, headed to Cornell after he completes his time here at Mount. As that'll get wrapped. Pirtle at the blue line. Sends that one into the corner. Back for the 25 of Elliot Lingle after it tapped off of Gutworth. And Lingle gets into a tie-up on the sideboards. And extracurriculars between Lingle and Brand after the play. Brand to Nolan King again. And Lingle behind the net, trying to flick one up along the back side of the net. Doesn't work in his favor. Gets pulled away instead by the 19 of Jamison Murphy. Tapped off the sideboards and into the penalty boxes instead. Murphy takes that face-off, won, however, by Mertz and the Saints. For Noah Mertz again as he plays pass back with the 12 of Connor Jingle, stretching out to try to get one was Dory, and we're going to get a whistle, stoppage of play, and the net off of its moorings will get readjusted. Prosma's going to win this face-off. Back to Mertz. Mertz for Jangle. Jangle tries to push that one down in the corner, looking for Caracello for a second, and it gets sent back all the way down from Reinhardt. Prosma for Hunter Bruce. Bumped off the play again. Good defensive play there from the 49 of Josh Jaguar. Two Saints players, two Kings players tied up in the corner as it pops back out again for Prosma as they got it away from Cunningham and Murphy. Prosma! And a kick saved by Dorr. Back again, and Bruce an opportunity. Kick saved by Dorr. Second attempt came from Caracello, and that time it goes in. Hunter Bruce puts home number 3 from Sam Caracello. And the Prosma Bruce Caracello line, which is a normal line for the Saints, showing their teamwork and prowess today. 3-0 as we cross 10 and change left to go here. Worked for New in the corner, and that one will actually not even make it to the corner for Cardilli, as it was plucked away by the 9 of Keene Stafford. Sent back in front for Stafford, and it goes off of his skates wide. Murphy will pick this one up, works it around the backside boards himself. Murphy tried to go coast to coast, will go to the corners, lost an edge and went down as Rogers got right next to him. Tipped off of the side boards by Cardilli. Looking back for Murphy, came back to Cardilli. Instead, he fired one that goes up high and wide and hits the glass and then into the netting and out of play. Keene Stafford, the right winger for South Shore Kings, Sugar Land, Texas native. Pretty good football down in Sugar Land and some pretty good minor league baseball as well. As that one goes across from Michelli to Boslin. That one hit right off the edge of the crossbar and post area on the crossing attempt in the corner from the 21 of Chase Pirtle. Almost hit the ceiling. Came right back down, taken the other way by the Kings as it was worked down by the 23 of Chris Larkin. Mertz headed the opposite direction. Pirtle score! Noah Mertz to Chase Pirtle, and it's 4-0. Running clock not a problem for the Saints. They are scoring aplenty, as we've seen so many times during the course of this year. Bruce fires one. Dorr makes a save. Prosma on the doorstep, unable to turn that one back. Tries to go second attempt, and Prosma again blocked away by Dorr. Came back for Jengle. Long distance attempt from Prosma at the blue line, and that one is sticked away. Lingle pushed to the sideboards, trying to keep it at the blue line as Connor Jengle, and it comes all the way back down. Saved by Calibrit on the attempt from Sam Brand. Seven left to go. As that face-off is won by the Saints, quickly turned all the way down. Thomas New, save made, save again by by Dorr. After 2 hard attempts from New, as he streaked straight down the ice. The 19 of Pat Murphy, the 15 of Anthony Cardilli, both with him. Murphy takes the face-off. His drop goes right through the legs of Kender. And Murphy tried to put that one on net. Boslin will chase it all the way back as it got sticked aside by Dorr. Boslin will pick this one up, carried out for New. Thomas New through the neutral zone as he works with Murphy. Drops it over Boslin. Boslin shot. Murphy New Second attempt, no go. Off the sideboards, Calibret shepherds it back over top of the head of King for New. Back again, came right through the middle, and a hard shot from Morris went flying up into the nets. They're likely going to do an ice resurface after this period. So we should get about a 10-minute break before we play the second half. This one's tapped by Omicelli. Down for Pirtle. Omicelli picks it up as it wrapped back around. Omicelli getting knocked to the ice. No call from the referees. Mertz and Jingle as they battle there with the 49 of Jaguar, and a whistle and a stoppage of play as the net off of its moorings on the Mount side, and Calibret had a handle on the puck. Faceoff that comes down in the Mount corner to the right of Calibret. Looped all the way back around for Omicelli on the opposite side. Peeled back for the 14 of Reinhardt, and that one is gloved by Calibret. Keep your eyes on Fans Only Sports Network, Fans Only Sports, SPRTZ.com, and on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever social media you might have, at FOSPORTZ, a slate of Mount games coming up this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll have all the action for you as we always do for Mount home games. Fans Only Sports Network, your home for RI St. M's hockey through the remainder of the 22-23 season. And RI St. M's hockey is brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop, as Connor Jangle threw that one onto the net twice and stopped by Matt Dorr both times. Talacro. King. Open net on the backside for Caracello. Couldn't turn it. King just outside of the blue line. Last 3 to go here in the first. As it gets dumped into the corner, it gets picked up by the 3 of Fontenot all the way down the ice. King as he battles there alongside the 9 of Stafford. Behind the Saints net, and it's popped by Murphy for Thomas New. New, Maddox Talacro, pushed back into the zone by Kender. Kender follows New around, who craftfully exits the zone for Murphy, fires one, score! Pat Murphy, the Brown University commit, pops one home, and it's 5-0. Omicelli, Talacro for Pirtle. Cycles back through the middle, inside of 2 left to go here in the first. Gutworth lost an edge and he went down. It cycles around there to be picked up by Chase Pirtle as Pirtle overlaps McGrath and then dumps it in the corner for Omicelli and Talacro. Talacro, Omicelli, Pirtle, and he tried to get a little fancy with it and flicked it too high. Guess when you're leading 5-0 in a running clock game, you can go ahead and have a little fun. as Pirtle tried to flip that one up. Cutworth will go to the circle as they drop that puck to Murata in the corner as it cycled back around for Omicelli. Omicelli got into a stick tie-up with the 16 of Shiralis. Mertz. And his jersey tugged a little bit there. No call from the referees. Not really going to call anything here in a 5-0 game, running clock with 40 seconds, unless it's absolutely an egregious call. It's carried by Pirtle. Pirtle drops this one back in front for Omicelli. Couldn't get a full piece to it as it tracks all the way down. The 16 of Shiralis chasing it. Shiralis runs into Mertz. Comes back across as he fires one on Calibret, who makes the save. We've been saying Matt Dora's name so many times in this period. The shot differential is absolutely crazy. As Prosma will chase this one all the way down. It's actually going to get picked up by Jaguar, and we're going to hit zeros and end the period, and they're going to say just go. So we'll take a 2-minute intermission for them to catch their breath and talk things over, and then we'll be back for the second period of play.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
As we welcome you back and get ready for
and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
Apologies for the little technical difficulty there. And we're underway. Jangle for Talacro. Back across for Hunter Bruce to Dan Prosma. Bruce on the back line as he's bothered by Jaguar, and it pops back out for Talacro at the blue line. Talacro over for Jangle. Caracello will cycle back with this one. Today's second period action on Panzoli Sports Network brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Connor Jangle for Hunter Bruce. Rogers taken away by Bruce. Chased in the back corner, Jaguar against Bruce as they pop that one forward for Trevor Morris. Cross for for Brian Sawyer. As Sawyer sent that one back across, save made by Calibret. Reinhardt, Shiralis, Sawyer, Murata. And the 23 of Larkin on the ice right now for the Kings. As it's New, Murphy, Cardilli, King, and Bosland on the ice right now for the Saints. King right past New as it's stick checked by Larkin for Sawyer, and he popped one up over top of Calibret's net. Whistle and a stoppage of play, and the net behind Michael Calibret just barely off the moorings. Couldn't even really see it, but enough that the referees thought there was issue and decided to go ahead and stop play. Face-off won by Sawyer, but then retained in the corner by King for Murphy. Drops for New. New sent to the corner as he tried to get that one back to Nolan King. Instead, he'll peel it out of the corner himself past Larkin, and New takes a shot. Ricochets off the backside corner, came all the way out for Nolan King. Cardilli trying to cycle around with it. Will drop it for Jangle, then off to Thomas New in the corner again. Pat Murphy there in the corner as it's bothered defensively by the 16 of Colton Shiralis. Thomas New works this one back. New from the blue line tries to go in center, fired one, went right into the back side of Shiralis, and then it's moved out of the zone by Larkin. This line for South Shore has been on the ice for a moment, as now they're finally going to line change and get Pentecost and Brandon Jaguar out, along with McGrath, and they're going to pull everybody who had just been on the ice for a good 3 minutes, it felt like. McGrath wins the faceoff for Brandon in the corner. Pulled back by Gutworth as he tried to get forward for Gates Omicelli. Omicelli out to the foot races, dispossessed by Pentecost. Comes back in the neutral zone for Jangle. Jangle fires one, that one just high of the crossbar area. Back row, Omicelli fired one just high of the crossbar again, and it hits off the back glass and gets caught in the apron on the net. We'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off. $20 and change left to go. No goals added here in the second. Just the 5 scored in the first by the Saints. 5 goals on a running clock is quite impressive, as Doris going to make the save on the snapshot from Maddox Talacro. Face-off that can be won by McGrath. Tried to push that one back to the blue line. Kept in by Talacro. Went to Omicelli. Whistle, stoppage of play, and a cross-checking call. We'll go ahead and actually stop the clock as we get a penalty called. It's going to be against the 25 of Elliot Lingle, and he'll go in the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking, and the Kings will get a face-off down in the Mount zone. Just the second penalty called all game. And the Kings are a little mixed up as to what they wanted in the setup on the ice. Well, the penalty coming right at about the 20-minute mark. So about 18. We should see that get released. Kender. Stafford to Morris. Morris carries across the blue line. Morris looking, firing. Calibret made the save. Good shot coming on the corner from Trevor Morris. As he has this one again, cycles past Stafford and Sawyer. Holds back in the corner, looking for Stafford at center. Pops back up as it was blocked defensively by Nolan King. Kender, Calibret makes the save again. About a minute left to go in the advantage, with 18 left to go here in the game. Sawyer will take the faceoff for the Kings as he goes toe-to-toe against Prosma. And Sawyer ends up winning it. Wrapped around the backside boards. Kender back at the blue line, fires one. Calibret will hold on for a save. And about 15 seconds, we'll get five-a-side hockey again as Sawyer against Prosma again, this time won by Prosma. Bosland as Lingle's out of the box. We're back to five-a-side hockey. Bosland cycles behind his own net. Out for Murphy. Pat Murphy carries through. Murphy fires. And a save made by Dorr. Pat Murphy, one of the goal scorers galore for the Saints today. 5 goals in the first half of play. As this one goes off the boards, back for Mertz. Mertz cycles that one across as he was looking for a little bit of help from Bosland to get it out of the zone, and it got bumped back in by Larkin. McGrath pushing along the side boards. McGrath will wrap that one around the back side. Was looking for some help from Reinhardt. Didn't get over there fast enough as he got tied up with Chase Pirtle in the middle. Comes back the other way. Mertz for Gutworth. Yes, goal. Jake Gutworth adds his name to the tally sheet. And it's a 6-pack of goals for the Saints. Murphy, that is the Murphy for the Kings against the Murphy for the Saints. Ironically, both of them wear number 19. Thomas New and offside for the first time today as the Saints are pushing the envelope a little too much. As they'll take the face-off down to the blue line space directly in front of the Saints bench. Talacro for Jengo off of the face-off win from Thomas New. Back for Maddox Talacro. Talacro down into the corner as he got run into there by Fontenot. Cunningham worked with Larkin to wrap that one around the backside. My apologies. Check that. It's the 21 of Rogers. For Goranson. Save made by Dorr as that came flying out from the corner as both New and Cardelli over there with opportunities for the Saints. Fans-Only Sports Network, your home for RI St. M's hockey through the rest of the 22-23 season. Stay tuned to Fans Only Sports. It's fansonlysportz.com. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever social media you might have at FOSPORTZ. As the race through February into March and all the playoffs to come as the Saints looking to try to add more banners to the left-hand side of Adelard Arena. 2 regional championships hung last year, and then a national championship as well. They'd love to add more to it this year. Already picked up a couple of tournament banners along the way in 22. Off of the back side of the stick of King. Did not get to calibrate as it was trying to be pushed along by the 17 of Peyton Kender. And a whistle and a stoppage of play behind the net. As the puck slides along and the net was knocked off of its moorings. Back from Murata at the blue line, fires one, that goes high. Brand. Chiralis. Save made by Calibret. There's still a little bit of a loose puck, but it did go underneath Calibret and was lost sight of for a moment. And the rule that creates so much consternation amongst hockey fans, parents, players, coaches, when you see the puck still pop out, but the referee blows his whistle, and the rule being, if the referee loses complete sight of the puck in the crease, they can blow the whistle and the play is dead, regardless of if it does happen to pop out at a later second. And we've seen that be one of those so disputed rules over the years. Mertz at the blue line as he's going to work with Connor Jangle. Jangle. Omicelli, and he whiffed a little bit on that. Gutworth in the corner. The ice is going to start to get really heavy here in the final 11 minutes as they did not cut the ice in between the first and second. So now as we go into this later stage of the second, the amount of snow buildup on the ice will just create a bad friction surface. Mertz behind his own net as he will hold there. Gets the overlap from Omicelli. Pirtle carries that one into the offensive zone. Tries to work around the 7 of Murata. Murata pulled it off of him, and it bounced back for Omicelli. Scoots past the blue line. King chases it back along with Talacro. Mount's going to go for a line change. Sawyer tried to dispossess Talacro way back in the defensive zone. Larkin rolling on its edge as it's picked up by Murphy and sent all the way down. Thomas New chasing that one as Dorr picked it up and sent it back to the blue line. Talacro kept it in. It's still on the stick of Murphy as he works around. Dispossessed by Reinhardt as it's sent all the way down for Mount to start back in the zone defensively once again. New, this time with Murphy in the 15 of Cardilli. In the corner, and a hard attempt from Murphy that went wide. Back for Murphy again. Slot pass across for Cardilli. Fires one. And that one goes up over top. Hits the back glass. And takes that hard ricochet off of the Zamboni doors. As again, Pentecost taking this one down. Will fire one for a save by Calibret. Now the other way, New. And a save by Dorr trying to go for the wraparound. The thump is the Zamboni doors as an arm goes up. We're going to get a penalty called here. And it's going to be against mount for a high sticking. And Anthony Cardelli is going to go to the box for 2. Kender fired one wide. Bounces off of the glass and comes back around, trying to be picked up once again. As Morris was looking to work with it, goes back into the neutral zone. Stafford gets overlapped there by the 17 of Boslin, as Alex Boslin can drop that one in the corner. Prosma trying to hold it offensively to work with Hunter Bruce, and it gets sent back the other way instead. Reinhardt tapped across for Stafford. No hold there for the Kings, and Jaguar chases it all the way back behind his own net. 1-10 remaining on the advantage as we play with 8.5 left to go here. Jaguar carries that one down. Jangle will tap it around defensively. Runs into his own teammate in the 25 of Elliott Lingle. And then they get that one across for Maddox Talacro. Talacro will carry this one out of the zone by himself. Talacro fires one in a save by Dorr. In 35 seconds, the Saints will get back to 5-a-side hockey as we're inside of 8 left to go. No question on the results as it stands. A 6-pack of goals for the Saints, 5 in the first, 1 in the second. As this one gets picked up by Sawyer. All the way down the sideboards as he got chased by Talacro, who beat him there and dispossesses the puck. McGrath runs Jangle into the boards as the puck bounced around to the opposite side for Caracello. Errant pass picked up for a second by Larkin as he was trying to go along with the 11 of Connor McGrath, and they just dumped it into the zone as they would have gotten called offsides. That got delayed and negated Murphy for the Kings. That's the 19 in green and black of Jamison Murphy, not to be confused with the 19 in red, white, and blue of Pat Murphy. Hard shot and a save by Dorr as that one came cycling around from Omicelli. Six and a half separates us from the end as Gutworth will go to the faceoff circle against Murphy. Omicelli. Goranson. Don't know where I was picking that one up from. For the 17 of Alex Bosland, as he's dispossessed at the blue line by Murphy. Came across for King. Omicelli once again for Bosland on the opposite side. He'll just dump it down. It'll horseshoe around. Picked up by Goranson. Shiralis back to Goranson as it tried to get moved along. He was looking for some help there from Murata. Shiralis was able to bring it down into the offensive zone. Hits one off of Nolan King. Shiralis shot, score. Colton Shiralis from Taunton, Mass. Breaks the bagel on the bottom side of the scoreboard for the Kings as they have their first. It's 6-1. McGrath and Murphy at center as we're back underway. New dropped that one. Taken down Brand in the corner As Brand tried to pick it up and Pat Murphy got rubbed out of the play for the Saints, and it's grabbed by New for Murphy. Drop for Cardilli. Cardilli looks, fires one. Oh! Cardilli hits the crossbar and pops it home for goal number 7. Thomas New will get the assist on it. But what a goal from Anthony Cardilli. Calibret shepherds that one aside as Sawyer sent it right down. Sorry, Stafford right down off of the faceoff. Stafford trying to bother Cardilli. As Cardilli out on the ice still is spinning around for Murphy. That one went wide. Off the sideboards and all the way down. Calibret will tap it. Calibret tried to send one, and it goes up into the body of the 13 of Trevor Morris. And he has to scramble to make a save, and a little shake of the head from Michael Calibret. Hey, if you're gonna goof in a game like this. Hunter Bruce, as he takes that one down the ice, dispossessed instead by Rogers. Bruce, Prosma, back for Caracello, save made by Dorr. Two and a half left to go as they drop the puck between the 2-13s of Hunter Bruce and Trevor Morris, and that one hit the post and out. Prosma, Bruce, Caracello on the front line along with King and Talacro as Bruce picks this one up in the neutral zone. Cycles back through, drops one for Prosma, saved by Dorr, and he'll hold on. As both sides taking a little bit of time, and the time will tick down. Gutworth to the face-off circle against McGrath, and that one gets tapped all the way down. Or check that, my apologies. That was the 17 of Peyton Kender. Gutworth. Omicelli back to Gutworth. Saved by Dorr's second attempt save. And that will likely do it. Well, you should get about one more sequence of play as the net knocked off of its moorings. And we're going to hit a minute to go. South Shore changes, Mount does not, as this one's taken by Larkin for Reinhardt. Back to Larkin, popped up. Calibret catches that one. As everyone mulls around on the ice. Sawyer against Gutworth. Won by Larkin, sent back in, and Calibret kicked that one away. Final 30 seconds to go as it pops all the way back for Murata at the blue line. He fires that one up into the netting. And they're going to have to try to get a puck here in the next 15 seconds. Might not even really be worth it. That'll do it. As everyone will cycle around, we'll get a drop of the puck, and actually not even, as the horn's going to sound, and that's the end. Saints decisive, a 7-1 victory over South Shore Kings. 5 goals in the first, 2 in the second. As we head off to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a batch of action to come. We thank you all for tuning in from Adelard Arena. For Jake Robert, I'm Matt Gillis, all of us here at Fans Only Sports Network. All right, Saint fans, we'll see you Friday. Have a great day.